We are back answering your stimulus-related questions with Mark Hensley from AARP North Carolina Triad Region, Kevin Robinson from Robinson Tax and Accounting, and Scott Braddock with Scott Braddock Financial. All right, Scott, what about this? There were problems in the first stimulus with checks being sent to folks who were deceased. Now, in this second stimulus, there is a situation where the check was mailed January 6th. The spouse died after that date, and so they're wondering what happens with the money. Do they get to keep it? Do they need to send it back?
Right. Well, of course, this did happen with the first round of stimulus, and of course, they really had no idea that someone had passed away because they hadn't filed their taxes yet. So originally, there wasn't a clear plan on how to send that money back and what the expectations were, the IRS. But later they did say, hey, you need to send that money back. They created a clear-cut plan as far as how you needed to address that. I imagine they're going to do the same thing for the second round of stimulus. So, you know, if you have received a check and you know that your spouse had passed away during last year, then don't spend it, hold on to it, wait to see what the IRS has to say. Now, with your last case there, or your situation, if you will, I believe they would be entitled to that stimulus because this was really based on last year, and it sounded as if I heard you correctly, they passed away this year.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, good to know. Mark, this person says, what about seniors that can be claimed as dependents and have not filed taxes recently? Will they receive a stimulus check?
Yeah, Tanya, I'm glad you bring that up. If you're an adult dependent, you are not eligible for a stimulus because you're being counted as an adult dependent, typically on an adult child, by an adult child, because your children are helping you out financially. So that's a real important clarification that even though they're a senior and they're low income, they would not file the 1040 SR because they are filing as their child is counting them as a dependent, which means they are not eligible for the dependent credit nor the stimulus as an individual.
So they don't need to file taxes this year because they are claimed as a dependent, and so therefore they will not receive that money. All right. Kevin, this person says, I filed my taxes already and checked the box that I had not received my stimulus. I received it in the mail 2 days after e-filing. How do I correct this?
Well, that's a good question, Tanya, because really the e-filing season hasn't started. It's still about a week away on February the 12th. So what I'm suspecting is that maybe they filed online or somehow, or with TurboTax or somebody, and the tax software folks probably have that file sitting at their server. It hasn't been sent yet. So what may happen by the time it gets sent, the IRS will hopefully catch and reconcile that, and then they will get a smaller refund back. And it's just crucial, really. I'm actually having my clients tell me, and I'm going online and check my payment tool as well to make sure that I'm reconciling their stimulus payment with the recovery rebate credit. But I got a feeling that's going to catch up somewhere, or they may have to do an amended return. The IRS just may amend it for them.
All right, so if you like to file your taxes early, use TurboTax or whatever, you know, the IRS starts processing taxes on February the 12th, and you haven't received your stimulus payment, you need to go to Get My Payment and check the status, because if it said there's a check that's been mailed out, well, then it's on the way. But if it says status not available, then that's when you use that line 30 of the recovery rebate. Okay. All right, there's been a lot of questions answered. What we're doing is we're putting all of these answers in the Two Wants to Know website. Oh, we have 1 minute still left. Okay, then I can ask one more question. So this person says, Scott, will the stimulus amount I receive be deducted from what my tax return should be this year?
You know, it's really interesting that you asked that question, because I was going to ask Kevin if he would really just confirm what I believe, and that's this: that if you did not receive the stimulus, you know, bank deposit, the debit card, or check, and you do take advantage of line 30 on your tax return, it could either be added to your rebate, or it could be subtracted from what you owe the IRS.
Quickly,
Yes.
Kevin, can you answer that?
Yes, it's basically the recovery rebate is refundable, and by that I mean it adds to the refund. It actually acts like a tax payment, much like the earned income tax credit does. So therefore, it could increase the refund, or if they wind up owing, then it would bring down what they owe by the credit on line 30.
All right, but that is your choice. I'm glad we got one more question in. Thank you, gentlemen, for lending your time and expertise.